Whoa, what's that? Huh? Good morning. This is Ice. Ice is nice. He's a 3-year-old Arab, and we have him set up with the bareback pad and the cinching, and we have probably about an hour and 15 minutes on his back. What I want to do with him today and show you is how I kind of get them started, basically, colt starting. I take my time, never in a hurry. That's the way it should be. I'm going to go ahead and explain to you a couple of things prior to what I'm going to show you on the cinching and the mounting block. I'm a big believer in groundwork. This helps build up a relationship. Now, most of the time, Arabs, you don't ride them till they're about 3 years old. Okay? You take your time with it. You got plenty of time to get that relationship built up, get an understanding built up, the respect and the trust. So all the groundwork that I do is a preliminary to when I get up into the saddle. Now, I've not put a saddle on him yet, but he has had me on his back with the bareback pad. I start out nice and easy. I'm going to just play a couple little games with him to show you what he knows. Okay, asking him to back up right here. Alright, very nice. And this guy is a chow hound. He loves to eat. So we do have a little bit of a situation with him wanting to always eat, but I've worked with him on it on the ground to ask him, head up. And he's doing very well with that. Even when I'm up on his back, he does pretty good. There's a couple little games that I'm going to play with him. One is I'm just going to wrap the rope around his leg. God bless you. Back. Back. Alright, come on up here. There you go. Okay. Get in between his front legs like this. And all I'm going to do is put a little pressure on him, ask him to pick that foot up for me. Now, he's a baby. He's 3 years old, so he's still pretty playful, as you can see with him playing with the rope here. And I allow that. There we go. Very nice. And I'm going to go to his back foot. Take into consideration that just because your horse is a 2-year-old, if he's not an Arab, or a 3-year-old if he is, that maybe physically he may be ready to ride, but is he ready to ride mentally? And that's probably one of the biggest things in colt starting that's overlooked, is the mental age of your horse, not the physical. So he knows these games, and like I said, you see how he likes to eat. Now, I allow him to eat while I'm doing these games because it's not that big a deal of what he's doing. But when I am up on his back, then I don't want him to eat while I'm up there. So you see how easy he brought that head up. Okay, another game that I do. Well, starting back with the legs here, that's all desensitizing. That's so that if he gets up against brushes like this, you know, dead twigs like this, and they get wrapped around his leg. See? All desensitizing. Get him used to having things touching his body. Ice, head up. Come on out here. There we go. Okay, very nice. Okay, I'll show you another game that I do with him. And these are all warm-ups for me to eventually get the pad up on him and then me on him. Get up. Take the rope, put it around his butt, head up. You may be hearing me say head up quite a bit here, I guess. Okay, take a deep breath. Now I'm going to ask him to do a 360 for me. Now this game here is helping him to bend his body, to bend his neck, to bend his torso, and to cross over on his hind leg. Whoa, what was that? Huh? Did you hear something? Okay, I don't know what that was, but that just goes to prove that they're going to hear, see, feel things before we realize what it is, and we may not even know what it is. So I have no clue what that was all about. This is why when you're working with young horses, you have to be ready at any moment to help them out of a bad situation. Now that wasn't really much of anything, but it could have been. I'm going to try the other side here. See how I'm just putting light pressure on him. See where the rope is, touching his leg, up higher on his back. And he's so intent on eating, he's not even worried about this. But we'll get him around here eventually. Here we go. All right, good boy. Like I said, mentally, he's probably about a 2-year-old. All right? But I'm not going to get on to him just because he didn't do it perfectly or because he didn't do it right away. This is supposed to be fun. If it takes him a little time to think it out, then that's fine. Give him the time to think it out. Don't worry about it. Take your time with it, because there'll come a day when, boom, all of a sudden, when you do something with him, it's going to be automatic. You don't even have to think about it. He knows what you're asking right away. To get to that point, you have to start at this type of just taking your time, being patient with him. All right, so anyway, those are a couple of games that I play to kind of warm him up. I'm going to also, one more thing, I'm going to hide his hiney. Now the reason why I like to hide the hiney is I like that crossover on those back legs. There, very nice. Because when he's going to bend his neck, his torso, I like that crossover this way so he doesn't overstep himself. Okay, I'm going to try the other side. Okay, here we go. All right, very nice. Good job. Now I'm going to reward him by rubbing his neck and giving him a break for a second. Okay? So this is kind of like the preliminary, the start, the warm up, whatever you want to call it, to where I'm going to get ready to put the pad on him. Now, I will show you how I do the pad, how I do the cinching, and then we're going to do something that we haven't done with him before. I'm going to put a bit in his mouth. We've been working him mostly with a hackamore, which is, I like a hackamore because when I'm training a young horse, I don't like putting all the pressure on their mouth. I'd rather have the pressure on the nose, and then I can give him time to think about giving. But doesn't mean that he can't wear a bit. Of course he can. But the hackamore will give him a chance to think about what you're asking with the pressure instead of on his mouth putting all this pressure. And it's a nice broken snaffle bit, and it's fat. I like fat because it cuts like this. I don't like the thin ones. It's like a wiry type. I don't like those. So I like the bit that we got for him, and I think he's going to be responsive to it pretty good. Okay, so that's about it for right now on this segment. We'll see you in the next one.